Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. In this video, I'm sharing with you the numerology forecast for May 2022. Before I do, let's recap on 2022. It's the sixth energy. How do we know this? By adding together and reducing down all the digits of the current year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. We are 1/3 of the way through this sixth year, the year of responsibility versus sacrifice. The sixth energy is about home, healing, harmony, friend, family, fruition, nature, nurture, nourish, community, connection, compassion. If you find yourself meddling in other people's affairs, in a martyr situation, critical of the self or others, cynical, over-worrying, step back. The lesson I'm suggesting, based around the sixth energy for May, is let go of control and responsibility of others. They are responsible for the self, as are you. To know more about the sixth energy and responsibility, etc., do go and take a look at the video I've created 2022. I've left the link in the description below. Moving on to May. May is the fifth month, so 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 is a master number. Carry on reducing it down, 1 plus 1 is 2. So May is a 2 energy. It's about partnership, cooperation, patience, peace, love, sensitivity, compassion, connection. Time to be an observationalist, and it's diplomatic. Now, if you are not balanced, things may become intense, more critical, already there with the 6, moody, jealous, hypersensitive, over-emotional, and this will weaken everything you do, including your immune system. The lesson I'm suggesting, based around the 2 energy for this sixth year, is explore your oversensitivity. Be honest about your feelings to yourself and to those it is related to. I mentioned the 11-2 energy. It's the master illumination. What is your vision? What do you need to do to achieve this? Know any insights, intuition, inner tuition, or ha-ha moments that come aboard, because they are going to be more abundant and more vibrant this month. To know more about the 2 energy, I created a video on the 22nd of February 2022, and it explains the 2 energy of the millennium, the 2 energy of the decade, and now the 2 energy of this month. But let me just go back to the 6. The 6 is about birth and death, marriage and divorce. These can bring all sorts of emotions, some that raise you up and some that bring you down. All emotions are important, and this month it will be overly sensitive on your emotions. Address what's coming up so that you can release it, and then take responsibility for each and every stage of any event that happens. Beginnings and endings are inevitable. What matters is what you do, the dash in between. With that in mind, I want to read a poem called The Dash by Linda Ellis. I love this poem. I read it many times to inspire and empower myself. I read it again recently because of a death within our family unit that came out of the blue. This poem allows me to reground myself, and I hope you find a benefit in this poem too. The Dash by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke the second date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that they spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always do your best to understand the way other people feel. And be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a while. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? What matters most is how we spend our dash. Life is a gift, so embrace your life and live it to the fullest. It's about thriving, not surviving. It's about living and not existing. Death can bring great sadness, but that only happened because you knew how to love. Death can bring great sadness if you have regrets. Endings can bring joy, letting go of things that no longer serve us, letting go of what we've outgrown. Birth gives us new opportunities, a chance to create something new. So make every moment count. Find the magic in every situation. Be grateful for your blessings and show gratitude. Of all the things that come within our life, the most valuable is time. Once spent, it is done. If you lose money, you can recreate it. You cannot get back time. So use it well. What do you need to do? What is your 11-2 big vision? The 2 energy highlights duality. The yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine. The hot, the cold, the light, the dark, the empowering and the disempowering. When you fully understand walking your own path, it will be easier to comprehend another's. How can we do this? By self-love. You know my saying, it's your life, spelled L-Y-F-E. Love yourself first every day. Let's look at the word self. Everything is in plain sight. Loving the self. When you get this, I hope you understand it and build your best relationship yet. Let's look at the word self. It ends with an F, foundation. It starts with an S, soul. And in between is L, which in Hebrew means God. God lies within the self. All of creation, source energy, comes from within. And so when you turn your back on you, when you are unable to love you for who you are, everything about you, you turn your back on God, on source, on creation. Now, do you see why it is so important and so valuable and so uplifting to love the self first. On an aeroplane, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first. Why? You can't help anyone else. And you cannot love another till you love yourself. You cannot fully understand another and their own uniqueness until you embrace, respect, and value your own. The biggest relationship is the relationship with the self, the relationship with the soul and the ego, bringing it together, chunking it up and finding out why you're here and what it's all about. Only when you love yourself can you love another. When you love another, it's not about I love you, but I love us. Let me ask you a question. Ask yourself this. Could you ask yourself, will you marry me? If you can ask yourself, will you marry me? And the answer is yes. Wow, well done. But if the answer is no, just take some time out this month to explore what's going on. See how great you are, your uniqueness, your individuality, and all that you bring to this planet. You were made in the eyes of the creation. You were made in the eyes of God in a way that is needed right now to raise this vibration. Self-love is not vanity. Self-love is self-preservation. Self-love allows you to be you to attract what you need. Now, while the 2 and the 6 are about family and relationships, believe it or not, this energy needs time out, alone time. If you didn't take the time out during lockdown because you were busy with a whole bunch of things, still working, raising the family, not having the space, we all should create space in our day to go within. Whether that is walking in nature, sitting in a chair, closing our eyes, meditating, having a bath, etc. Go within. I recently rewatched Eat, Pray, Love. Prefer the book, but watch the movie. And in it, she shares, if you haven't watched it, she goes to 3 places beginning with I. Italy, India, Indonesia. She's going deeper into the I. In India, she learnt to meditate eventually. In Indonesia, the medicine man says, now you've learnt to meditate, it's time to meditate the Indonesian way. I love this, and I loved his face. He said, you meditate with a smile, and his face is just beaming. When we smile, it raises people's energy. I was somewhere the other day and somebody said, wow, what an amazing smile you have. Well, that lifted me for the whole day. That somebody noticed it, commented on it. It comes by doing the work. Meditate with the smile. Smiles go a long way. Between each S there is a mile. When we smile, we look up. We cannot be down. We cannot frown. When we look up, we connect with source energy. When we go within, we connect with source energy. The relationship between you and source is what's going to get you through all of this moving forward. The 2 energy wants relationships. It wants support, but at the same time, it wants harmony and space. The double 1 pushes you to see the uniqueness, the independence, and then the collaboration coming together. The 2 pillars of strength walking side by side that become a pair. The 2 and 6 energy are great listeners, sympathetic and empathetic. You may be asked to be there for someone. Wait till you're asked, because remember, responsibility versus sacrifice. The 6 brings marriage and partnership. The 2 strengthens this. In a 2-6 combo, soulmates connect. Are you with your soulmate? Would you like to be with your soulmate? In order to do this, you must do the inner work. With the true you, working on the true you to bring it out to the surface, will attract like Like attracts like. The law of attraction works. Whatever you put out there, you get back. People treat you the way you treat yourself. When you love yourself, when you connect to your soul, the chances are you could have that soulmate relationship so that you can walk side by side, together, independently, with each other, for the self. Now, doing the inner work might get a little intense and perhaps you might need time out. It's a good time to volunteer or lend an ear or a hand. Wait till you're asked. Helping others can often bring the aha or insight for your own situation. And be mindful about controlling everything, because you may be pushing away what you really need to get in order to move forward. The 2 is about patience and pulling back. The 1 was about chomping at the bit and going. So what did you start last month on this goal that you're going to achieve by the end of the year? It's time to take a step back, observe, be patient, build your relationship with the concept or the people involved. If you don't, rushing in may have you miss things. If things are being delayed, which it can do because we've got Mercury retrograde happening this month around about the 10th of May to the 2nd of June, where things go backwards on all forms of connection and communication. If we're being asked to readdress a situation, take note. Stop repeating the same process. Oh, I've been through this before. I attract the same type of relationship. This same argument keeps coming up. Work on it so that you can let it go. Forgiveness is a big thing. It's not saying it was okay to do it, but if you don't forgive, you're carrying this weight and this burden. You can't keep carrying your things from the past if you want to have a better future. Sometimes we have to cut the cords. So cut the cords and send it off with love. Thank you for the lessons that you have gained from it. Nothing is ever a mistake. Somebody asked me the other day, if I had the opportunity to do things differently, relive my life again, would I? The answer is no. Without everything that has taken place, I couldn't be who I am today. And I have been in some dark places and I'm currently not. That doesn't mean I don't slip up and down into it. I just do the work to move forward. It's about healing and evolving. Humans and relationships are mirrors of what we need to learn. Now, the 6 and the 2 do not like confrontation. However, they often instigate it. There are some insecurities based around this number because it's not about the individual, it's about a connection within a form of small or large relationship, i.e. couple, family, work colleagues, community, etc. If you're feeling rattled, uncomfortable, it's time to have those conversations. Come from the heart without blame or shame. Come from the heart that this is how you feel. Don't put it onto somebody else that they make you feel this way. The action they did affected you this way. And maybe there's a way that whatever that action is can be stopped or altered. We often don't realize what bothers another. There are many books out there that can help you. A great book also is Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. In there is a love letter and response letter. I highly recommend that you look at this letter because it explains how you work through your emotions and the kind of response that you would like to have. And even just writing it down can often clear the air, and you don't need to give it to the other person. You can give it to the other person, you can read it to the other person, but by doing this releases the tension or helps you see how you want to be treated. Then you can have a conversation if you haven't delivered the letter at a later stage and how certain things make you feel. We always attract what we need to. It's not always what we want to. And when we're in the moment, and the 2 energy allows you to be in the moment, when you're in the moment, you're more proactive than reactive. Count to 10 before you give a response. Let it sink in, feel it. Set your intention that I love this relationship, I love this connection, I love this job, and find a way to give your response that still shows that it's loving. It's about being assertive and not aggressive. When the 2 and 6 want to help, sometimes they can be quite forceful, quite pushy. When we're pushing something to happen and it's not in flow, we may be forcing something better away from us. Stop delaying your miracle. Stop delaying your happiness. Stop delaying your better, more fulfilling life. The rat race doesn't work really for our well-being. Find time to enjoy your own company. Enjoy things away from the internet or the television. Chances are, if you didn't watch the television or read the news, you wouldn't know half the things that are supposedly going on in the world. You'd be living your own life. God gave you the gift of life. You need to live it and not give it to somebody else. Not give it to your government. Not give it to people that don't love and respect you. People treat you the way you treat yourself. So love and respect yourself. You are your best caregiver. You are with you every second of every day. It's time you started listening and honouring you. Before putting my notes together for this video, I did a quick look at the tarot cards, and it was very interesting what came up. In the place of May and the energy, we had the Star card. It's very interesting to see the duality in this card, where there's 1 foot on the land or 1 foot standing on the water, not in the water. There are 2 jugs constantly overflowing. There is a connection with below and above. There is no fear. There is no shame. She's naked. This is a card about grace, faith and hope. It's about renewal and beauty. This shows me it's about taking time out in nature, being free of all the baggage, going into the heart and seeing the reflections. The second card is the Hanged Man. It's saying stop, pause, get in a new position, see a new perspective. It's a crossroads. Are you being held back? Who's holding you back? He's tied with 1 foot but not the other. His hands are behind his back, and yet there is a glow. He's turned everything upside down. And I've mentioned in many videos, we need to turn everything upside down. What is true is a lie. What is a lie is true. The Hanged Man is showing you the way. Go within, go deep. Shake it out of you. What happened in the past, or what's brought us to this point, is everything that we've believed is crashing down. The old system is falling apart, and we need to take time out and look at what can materialize by doing the right things. We can gain so much more when we go inside and listen. The near future is the man, he's juggling the 2 pentacles. We have inner conflicts as well as external conflicts. A part of me does, a part of me doesn't. It's about connecting, chunking up or chunking out to find the common theme. Added to that, we've got the 2 of Swords. Who's holding her back? Perhaps put a blindfold on. I often say blind people see more than those with eyesight. They see with their heart. The 2 and 6 is about seeing with your heart. Feel with your heart. Be kind, be caring, be compassionate. Perhaps you need new ways to see the world. Perhaps you need to study new ways in your relationship, new ways to move forward, new ways to heal yourself. Look for new direction to move forward. What I found really interesting about this spread, outside the past, the chaos, the tower, every card has just one person. So it's about the self, but there are twos and reflection in the cards for the relationship. You are a part of every relationship. And if you're not happy in any of them, you need to take responsibility for you and how that's working for you. The 11 is about master illumination. The 11 is magical manifestation. When you fancy a cup of tea, you manifest it. Yes, I get it that you get up and you go and make the tea, but you manifest it. You can manifest anything you desire if you set your intentions. Your intentions come via the heart, not the mind, not the words. It comes via your intention. Saying you want £100,000, you need to know why you want it. Just having £100,000, what is that going to bring you? Some of you say it will pay bills, clear a debt. I get that. But you can get that money doing what you love when you know why you're doing it. The most valuable asset we have is time. Invest wisely. Invest in yourself. Because unlike money and anything else, once spent, it's spent. You cannot get it back. Each day we're getting older. Each year passes us by. Spend your time wisely. Spend it with people you love, doing things you love, and getting good at that. And in return, you will become abundant. Abundance is not about the money in your bank, but the wealth in your heart, the richness in your life. And this all starts with the relationships and the healing. So on closing, take time out, take a step back, find patience, don't push things, let go of control, work together in moving forward to create the world you dream of living in. Now, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do, and push that bell for notification. Share with your friends. Leave comments. What is your goal that you're moving forward to? How are you working on your relationships to better them? What are you doing about your well-being? What would you like to learn about numerology? How it can help you? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.